Have you ever wondered why we, as Homo sapiens, stand atop the evolutionary pyramid? This question might have crossed your mind at some point, and the answer lies in a pivotal moment in our history: the cognitive revolution. Around 70,000 years before the Common Era, a spark was ignited in the minds of Homo sapiens. This spark was the birth of imagination, a power so profound that it would forever set us apart from all other species on Earth. With imagination came the ability to create and believe in abstract concepts. We started to see beyond the tangible world into a realm where ideas and beliefs held sway. Take religion for instance. The belief in a higher power or divine entity is a product of our imagination. It exists not in the physical world, but in the minds of believers. The same goes for nations, a concept built on shared beliefs, values, and traditions. These imagined constructs born from our cognitive abilities have shaped societies and civilizations throughout history. This cognitive revolution did not just endow us with the power to dream and create, it also gave us the capacity to plan, strategize, and cooperate on a scale that was unprecedented. We could now form alliances, devise complex hunting strategies, and build societies. We could share stories, pass down knowledge, and inspire generations. The laws that govern our societies, too, are a product of this revolution. They are not inherent in nature, but are conceived and upheld by us. They exist because we believe in them and agree to abide by them. This cognitive leap, this revolution of the mind, is what set us, Homo sapiens, on a path distinct from other species. It's what allowed us to build complex societies, create art, invent technologies, and explore the cosmos. In essence, it's what made us human. But while this cognitive revolution set us apart and propelled us to the top of the evolutionary pyramid, it was just the first step in our journey. The cognitive revolution set the stage for our dominance, but it was just the beginning of our journey. Do you think agriculture was humanity's greatest invention or its biggest mistake? So begins our journey into the second epoch of human history according to Harari's Sapiens, the agricultural revolution. Around 10,000 years before the Common Era, something remarkable happened. Our ancestors, who had been nomadic hunter-gatherers for hundreds of thousands of years, began to settle down. They started to cultivate the earth, sowing seeds and reaping crops. This was the birth of agriculture, a shift so profound that it would forever alter the course of human history. But why did this happen? The answer is simple, yet profound. Farming allowed our ancestors to produce food more consistently and efficiently than hunting and gathering. This, in turn, led to a population boom. More mouths to feed meant more hands to till the soil. And so, the cycle continued. But this newfound sedentary lifestyle was a double-edged sword. While it allowed our species to flourish, it also tied us to one place. No longer could we pick up and move when resources were exhausted. We had to make do with what we had. This led to the birth of private property. For the first time, humans began to lay claim to the land and its resources. This, in turn, led to societal hierarchies. Those who controlled the land became powerful, while those who worked the land were often left at their mercy. In essence, the agricultural revolution was a paradox. On one hand, it allowed us to thrive, to build societies, and to progress. On the other hand, it forced us into a sedentary lifestyle, gave birth to inequality, and made us dependent on the whims of nature. So, was the agricultural revolution humanity's greatest achievement or its biggest blunder? That's a question for you to ponder. But one thing is clear: the agricultural revolution sowed the seeds for the world as we know it today. What if I told you that despite our differences, we are moving towards a unified global society? Yes, that's exactly what Yuval Noah Harari proposes in his book, Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind. Let us journey back in time to around the year 34 Common Era. It was a time of consolidation. Human political organizations were gradually moving towards a unified global society. Picture the vast empires of the Roman, the Parthian, the Maurya, and the Han, each sprawling over vast territories, each contributing in their unique way to the unification of humankind. This process of unification wasn't just about political power, it was also about the exchange of ideas, the blending of cultures, and the emergence of a shared understanding. Trade routes became not just pathways for goods, but also for thoughts, philosophies, and scientific knowledge. But this consolidation wasn't always peaceful. Wars were fought, lands were conquered, and cultures were sometimes forcibly assimilated. Yet, amidst the turmoil, the seeds of a global society were being sown. Fast forward to today, and we see that this unification is still ongoing. We live in an age of globalization where boundaries are becoming increasingly blurred. Today, a teenager in Tokyo can enjoy the same pop song as a retiree in Toronto. We're sharing ideas, experiences, and even memes at a pace that would have been unimaginable just a few decades ago. However, this unification also has a flip side. As the world becomes more connected, we are also seeing a homogenization of cultures. Local traditions and languages are fading, replaced by a global culture that is dominated by a handful of powerful nations. Yet, despite these challenges, the unification of humankind continues. It shapes our present, and it will undoubtedly shape our future. It is a process that brings us together, that allows us to tackle global problems as a unified species. The unification of humankind is an ongoing process shaping our present and our future. Let's remember this as we navigate the complexities of our interconnected world and as we continue to write the story of Sapiens. Could admitting ignorance be the key to our greatest discoveries? This question brings us to the fourth part of Harari's narrative, the scientific revolution. A turning point in human history, the scientific revolution began around the year 1543. It marked the emergence of objective science and radically changed our understanding of the world. Before this period, knowledge was often based on tradition or religious doctrine. However, the scientific revolution brought a shift in mindset. The elites of European society began to recognize and admit their ignorance. They understood that there was much they did not know about the world and the universe. Instead of seeing this as a weakness, they viewed it as an opportunity for exploration, discovery, and learning. This willingness to embrace ignorance, to question existing beliefs, and to seek new knowledge led to rapid advancements in every field. From physics and astronomy to biology and chemistry, the scientific method of observation, hypothesis, experimentation, and conclusion became the standard for acquiring knowledge. The impact of the scientific revolution extends far beyond the realm of science. It drove early modern European imperialism as the thirst for knowledge led to exploration and colonization. It also contributed to the convergence of human cultures, as scientific discoveries and technological advancements brought people from different parts of the world together. Yet, as Harari points out, there is a lack of research into the history of happiness. Despite all the advancements and conveniences modern science has brought us, are we significantly happier than our ancestors? This is a question worth pondering. The scientific revolution has not ended. It continues to shape our world, pushing the boundaries of our knowledge and abilities. It challenges us to question, explore, and discover. As we continue to learn more about the world and ourselves, we must remember the lessons of the scientific revolution. After all, admitting our ignorance may indeed be the key to our greatest discoveries. The scientific revolution continues to shape our world, pushing the boundaries of our knowledge and abilities. Are we on the verge of becoming gods, or are we sowing the seeds of our own destruction? A provocative question that leads us into the future, as envisioned by Yuval Noah Harari in his seminal work, Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind. Harari predicts a future where the boundaries of life as we know it could be radically reshaped. He envisions a world where genetic engineering, immortality, and non-organic life are not just fanciful concepts, but imminent realities. It's a future where we, Homo sapiens, could become architects of our own evolution. Let's delve into this a bit further. Genetic engineering, for instance, opens up the possibility of creating designer humans. Imagine being able to eradicate genetic diseases or engineer superior physical and intellectual traits. It's a tantalizing prospect, but it also raises serious ethical questions about the sanctity of natural life and the potential for a new form of inequality. Then there's the concept of immortality. Science has already made strides in extending human lifespan. But what if we could halt or even reverse the aging process altogether? The implications are profound, but then again, so are the potential pitfalls. Could our planet sustain a population of immortals? What would it mean for our sense of purpose or the cycle of life and death that has defined our existence? Lastly, Harari talks about the emergence of non-organic life. Think artificial intelligence so advanced that it could replicate human consciousness. If that were to happen, we would have to grapple with what it means to be alive and what rights, if any, these entities should have. These predictions may seem far-fetched, but they're grounded in current scientific trends. They represent the potential zenith of our species' cognitive revolution, our ability to imagine and create. But they also underscore the inherent risks. As we push the boundaries of knowledge and capability, we must ensure that we don't lose sight of our humanity. As we stand on the brink of unprecedented changes, it's worth reflecting on our journey as a species and considering where we're headed.